How can you make sure that you actually get credit for the work that you did, but without sounding like you are bragging and sort of being that person that no one wants to be, right? Like, I did all the work and so on. So I feel there is a common, I would say, common denominator among STEM professionals, and that is this perception of how we think of our work versus how other people who are sometimes outside of our field think about what is it that we are actually doing. And most of the clients I've worked with, and this is something that I've observed among STEM professionals, think that just by showing how much work you did, like showing all the details, showing, like going really, really deep into the work that you did, will actually get other people who are listening to you sort of realize how important your work is, how significant it is, and how smart you are and how capable you are of finishing some project. But the real thing is that to people our work sounds very abstract. Like when you think about the words that we use on a daily basis, like algorithm, optimization, protocols, experiments, models, and so on, many people don't actually know what that means. And they especially don't know what it means in the context that we are using it. So even though those words, those buzzwords and the jargonic words are something that everyone heard at some point in their life, we cannot really count on that as deep understanding of what it actually means. So the best way to actually showcase your expertise and showcase your work isn't about giving more details and like more an in-depth look, zooming in into what is the actual work that you did, but actually zooming out and connecting that part to something that your audience, who is often non-technical or probably not belonging to your specific field, knows and cares about. And this is what the real trick is, because if you think how people tend to explain their work, we are all victims of that. We are all biased and we all think that everyone lives in our head, like everyone knows what we know. And this is something that is normal to happen, because when you are working so much in some specific thing, it makes sense that you already start taking it for granted and start understanding that everyone knows what you know. However, this is not the case. So what I always tell my clients to do is to try to be aware of that bias. And whenever you are talking about something that sounds complex, you just ask yourself, like, if this is so complex to explain, how will it feel on the other side? How will it feel to the other person who knows nothing about that? And this is actually the superpower we are developing here. This understanding of what the other person is feeling and how the other person is perceiving your expertise. Because at the end of the day, this is what gets you promoted. It doesn't, from my experience, your promotion and your yes to your funding or to your groundbreaking idea and experiments and scientific project doesn't come from your deep explanation of what specifically you will do, but rather it comes of how relatable it is to the people who are reading, who are, as I said already, probably not experts in your specific field. So this is something that I want you to get from this video. Whenever you're preparing a talk, whether you're preparing a talk, a meeting, a report, applying for funding, think about those people and think about what is it that they know, what is it they care about, and how can you connect your work to something they already care about and they already know. Because that's the impact. That's basically the definition of impact. How impactful is your work? And your entire job, whenever you're applying for funding, promotions, or whatever it is that you're doing, or talking simply to people who are not from your field, your only goal has to be to make your work tangible to them. And having said that, I want to invite you to join my coaching program, in which I teach STEM professionals, so engineers, scientists, data scientists, developers, how to do exactly that. How can we make our work visible to others? Because oftentimes I found, and I worked with so many STEM professionals who are brilliant at what they do. They are like those amazing experts you want on your team. But when they explain your work, it somehow sounds like all right, I don't really understand what your work is about. And that's what I'm trying to fix. That's what I'm helping STEM professionals do, so they can exhibit this brilliant work that they're doing. If you're interested in this kind of coaching, I will leave a link down below in the description where you can schedule a completely free intro session with me, where we can talk about exactly that. Your struggles, your challenges, how does this happen in your career, what are the things you're struggling with when it comes to communication, and of course see if we are a good fit to work together. I hope you found this video useful, and as always, see you in a few days with another video. Bye bye.